I was standing next to his wife, Hayley, and I looked at her and I was like, did you know anything about this? And she was like, no.
Who would you say is your musical hero?
I've got a few. Stevie Wonder, because my mum really liked him. And then like when I got like older, like maybe like 16, 17, like I always really liked pop music. And I really liked R&B music as well, and always liked Justin Timberlake and Usher and Justin Bieber and all those kind of guys. Like I really liked like male, strong, like cool R&B pop male vocals in music.
You know which one of those we're going to ask you about.
I know, that's what.
I just see you skirting around.
Usher.
Yeah. You recently went on stage with Stevie Wonder, didn't you?
Yes, that was it.
But no, it is a big part of your sort of musical career so far. And I remember I watched the video a few months back. I thought it was fucking quality.
What did you see the vloggy kind of one on my YouTube channel?
Saw the vloggy one. He invited you to sing with him on stage. And can I just say that before you tell this story, I know that you probably get asked it a lot, and I know it's awkward.
No, it's okay. It's not awkward at all.
But because it's like I know it's a bit embarrassing because I've already name dropped Gervais, but like whenever I go on another podcast, they always go like, "Oh, what is he like? What is he like?" And then I feel like I'm pretending to be his best mate, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But we do need to hear the story. So how did it come about?
Like the whole thing.
Yeah.
So he found me through a video. I'm not sure which one, on Instagram Reels or whatever, and he followed me, and I was scrolling through TikTok at like 6 a.m, and I saw a comment from like username 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, whatever, like saying Justin Bieber follows you on Instagram, and I just thought, that's bullshit, but I'm gonna check. And I went and I checked, and yeah, he followed me, and I just like lost it, mate. Like this is like I'm not even joking. Like this is like my favorite, like artist with the most albums I love. I know every song, every word to every song. Favorite live experience I've ever seen. Like he's like my favorite artist, and like I've like my vocal like this point like throughout my career I've always had like comparisons in like certain things that I do, like runs and like riffs that I do and I sing, and saying, oh, that's quite Justin Bieber-esque, and like because he's very much like inspired what I do and stuff, and so he followed me, and I lost it, and I messaged him like, what the fuck, bro? This is insane. Like, thanks for following me. And he's like, he said, you've got a gift. Like,
did he reply straight away?
Yeah, straight away.
Fuck.
And then like, I was really cool. And then I remember like a couple weeks later, he was doing a live stream, and I was sitting on the sofa, like in the dark, looking like an absolute hobbit. And like, I like requested to be a part of it as a joke, and then like 10 minutes later the screen splits and it's like, you're going live with Justin Bieber 5, and I was like, oh fuck. I was like, shit. I was like, oh my god. And then I did that, and I left, and I literally, my phone was just going. My mum was like, oh my god. I was like, yeah, insane.
That's such a sick. Your mum was there. Such a sick.
Yeah, no, she was like on Instagram.
Oh, that's
she
such
watched
a
it.
sick
And
moment.
like, it's actually cool because he you know how you can share like Instagram lives.
Yeah.
Like it's on his profile somewhere. Like you can find it if you like dug deep enough, you'd be able to find this video of us chatting. It's like the first time we'd ever communicated.
Is it just a chat, or are you singing, or is it just chatting?
It's just chatting.
Yeah.
Just chatting about life. And I think in that moment we got, our conversation was so fluid, and like it really, and like considering how nervous I was, like, it was actually really nice. And I felt at that point, I was like, it was like one of those weird moments, but as silly as it sounds, like you realise, he's just a dude like me. Like we just get on, and we have like common interests, and like we clearly got similar like outlooks on life. And then like maybe like 3-4 months later after that, I went to LA, and it was November 2021, and like at this point, actually between this time, I'd released a song called Whole, and he loved it so much he shared the whole video pretty much like on his story, and like shared the whole thing. And I woke up and I was like, I saw it, and I literally I was like it was like the coolest thing that ever happened. So I was like, this is my own song. Like he shared it, and he really loved it. And he's like, he asked me what my number was, and I gave him my number. I remember I was at the pub, and he calls me and FaceTimes me.
What?
And I'm like, yo, mad. I'm like, oh, hey dude, like, I'm like, this is fucking insane. And then like we chopped it up on the phone. It was like really nice, and he was saying like, this is my favorite song, and like I love what you're doing, and blah blah blah. And I was like, this is so cool. I was like, thank you, you're my favorite artist ever. This is so sick. And then like the next day, we spoke again on the phone, and like I just felt this like I felt this like connection
Yeah.
brewing, like friendship brewing. It was really nice. And then like I like try to like, you know, play it cool. And I don't want to like talk to him every day and make him feel like I'm just like, oh, like, you know, because you know, busy. We're all busy people, and I'm sure he's very like, you know, he's a busy guy. But then like maybe like 4 months later, I'm in LA, and I text him. I was like, I'm in LA if you want to hang out. Like I remember going to my manager going like, do you think I should do it? And he was like, yeah, of course you should do it. But like at this point, like, you know, I'm really like not trying to like make him feel like uncomfortable. Like, you know. Anyway, like he messaged me. He's like, yeah, I'll hit you back after the weekend. I'm like, okay, cool. Anyway, one morning I'm like in bed, like look like shit, bro. And he's like, and he's calling me on FaceTime, and I'm like, and bear in mind I haven't spoken to him like on FaceTime or anything for like 3 months. And I like pick up and I'm like, hey man, how's it going? I'm like, really like I'm like naked, I'm stark.
Yeah.
Obviously you can't see that. And he looks,
I'm just.
yeah. he looks like $1 billion, mate. He's been up for 3 hours, been to the gym, and I'm like, he's like, how you feeling, man? And I was like, oh yeah, man, I'm all right. I'm just feeling a bit like jet lagged. And he was like, oh, and he like looks at me because we've had conversations over text, and I've said like, oh man, you're such an inspiration to me, and blah blah blah. Like he knows he's got a really great sense of humor. And he was like, oh, I guess you don't want to go for breakfast then. And I was like. Oh, let me just check the diary. I'm like, oh yeah. I remember so vividly. I ran because me and my manager was staying in an Airbnb. I like, ran out of my room. I was like, it was like Christmas, bro. I like knocked on the door, on my manager's door, and he's like, oh, I'm like coming. I'm like, he's asked me to go for breakfast, and he like shot up, and he was like, oh, do you need money? He goes to his wallet, gives me $41. I've still got the money at home in my gap. He gave me $41. He's like, yeah, mate, this is all I've got. And he was like, and I was like, yeah, I might not even shower, mate. I was like, I might just go right now. I'm ready to go right now. He was like, mate, have a shower.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, calm. And then we went for breakfast. I met him at this like place called the Beverly Hills Hotel, and like we were chatting, and it was really nice. We instantly clicked. Like we got on really well, and I was like, oh, so what are you working on at the moment? He's like, oh, I'm just making music. And I was like, oh, cool. And he sort of did this same thing like that he did earlier, and he was like, oh, I guess you don't really want to come and listen to it, come to the studio. And I was like, oh yeah, oh, guess I'll go. Yeah, and then we pile into his car, and we go to the studio, and we're just like listening, and like it was just really cool. And we had a great day, and like I watched him work, and like it was just so special. Like, and like it was nice to like go back and forth, and like I play him some of my music, and he played me some of his like unreleased stuff. And then like from there, like I feel like that was the catalyst for our like journey as friends. And now like I would say we speak like fairly often.
Really?
Fairly often, and we're like,
that's so cool.
We're good friends, and he's a good mentor. He gives me great advice, and like he also like he's a very spiritual person, and I'd like to think I am too. And like we have like a lot of like sort of great conversations about that, and like we've had like considering the amount of time that we've spent actually speaking in comparison to like how much time I've been on the planet, I'd say like I'm as close to him in terms of like what I can speak about and comfortable as what I can speak about. And I like to think the same from him, like as I am with like most people like
really
for my whole life. And
wow.
It's because he's like such an open book and like really nice and like willing to talk and like so like yeah that. And then like yeah, so last year I was in Trondheim. I was supporting him because he let me support him, which was really nice. And I sent a video of me busking and singing his song "Love Yourself" on the street in Eastbourne, and he didn't reply to it, but like he called me and asked me to hang out with him, and I was like, I can't sound check, and he's like, oh, okay, that's no problem. And then he invited me to watch Side Stage like after my set and watch his bit, and I was like, oh, that's sick, that's really cool. Like I felt like that was like such a cool end to the day. Like it's already a really special day supporting your favorite artist. It's like there's not many things that beat that.
No.
And like I was just I was like looking, I was like watching him, and I looked at the set list, and it had all the things, and it had peaches, and it had like an arrow that said Sam by it. Ooh. And I went oh no, that can't be it. No, that won't. That I was like, but I was in like a full like tracksuit. I looked like shit. And I just went to my manager. I was like, mate, do you mind just holding my tracksuit? I'm just going to get changed just in case. I was like, really, just absolutely just in case. But like really and truly, I had no idea. Like this, I was like, also like, I feel like I would have been well disappointed because I had got that in my head.
Yeah.
And then like, it was like literally as soon as I got my stuff on and like got like changed and like looked all right, I heard him go like, I welcome my friend Sam to the stage.
Can we get Sam a microphone?
I was standing next to his wife, Haley, and I looked at her and I was like, did you know anything about this? And she was like, no. Like no one knew that he was going to do this. I didn't have any like in-ears or a microphone or anything. They had to give it to me on the spot, and we like sang Love Yourself together. And that was like, I would say that's probably number one moment in my life. It felt like a VR experience. It was like,
wow.
Imagine 50,000 people and like you're just standing there and like you're going back and forth with your favorite artist full time on one of your favorite songs full time. It's pretty intense.
Fucking
insane.
what a story.
How nervous were you to do that?
Mate, it all happened so quick. I was just like, I just took it and just like enjoyed it. Like it was like, I really, really like so many moments in my life of like, I think because there's such a build up to it, almost the moment itself doesn't live up to it, but I had no idea what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And because of that, I mean, even if I knew my whole life that moment was going to happen, it wouldn't have changed the thing. It was like the best moment of my life.